Good morning, and welcome to this meeting of NYMTC's Program Finance and Administration Committee, or PFAC. I'm Ian Francis, representative of New York State Department of Transportation, and today's acting chair of PFAC. As provided for in Governor Cuomo's Emergency Order, Executive Order number 202, this meeting is being held by webinar. Please note that the webinar participants' lines will remain muted except for the PFAC members. During the public participation portion of the meeting, registered participants will be unmuted individually. This webinar is being recorded and will be posted on NYMTC's website within 2 weeks of the meeting. At this time, I'd like to ask everyone's cooperation by remaining on mute while the lines are open to the PFAC members. We will begin with the roll call. When I announce your agency, I'm asking each representative to state your name and whom you're representing. New York City Department of Transportation.
Hi, this is Anne McGrain, and I'm representing Commissioner Polly Trottenberg.
Thank you. New York City Department of City Planning.
Hi, Jack Schmidt, representing City Planning Director and City Planning Commission Chair Marisa Lago.
Thank you. The MTA. Nassau County.
Sean Sally, representing County Executive Laura Curran.
Okay. Suffolk County.
Chris Chatterton, representing County Executive Steve Ballone.
Okay. Rockland County. Rockland County. Okay. Putnam County. Putnam County. Westchester County.
Naomi Klein, representing County Executive George Latimer.
Thank you. FTA.
Dan Moser, FTA Region 2, representing Regional Administrator Stephen Goodman.
Thank you. FHWA. New Jersey Transit. NJTPA.
Hi, this is David Barron, representing NJTPA Executive Director Mary Amin.
US EPA.
Hannah Greenberg, EPA Region 2, representing Regional Administrator Peter Lopez.
Port Authority.
Good morning, this is Steve Brown, and I'm representing Executive Director Rick Cotton.
Yeah. New York State DEC. MTA. Rockland County. And Putnam County.
Ian, Putnam County is on. Sandra is listed, but she's muted for some reason.
Oh, okay, thank you. All right, well, thank you. By my count and under our operating procedures, we have a quorum for today's meeting. We will start our meeting with a presentation on the Clean Freight Corridors Planning Study. It will be given by Leslie Fordjour, of NYMTC's project manager for the study, and Chris Lamm of Cambridge Systematics, who heads the consultant team for the study. Leslie?
Thanks, Ian. So today we'll talk about the Clean Freight Corridors Planning Study. Waiting for the slides to come up.
Yeah, this is Chris Lamm. I just need to be given presenter privileges to share the slides.
Go ahead, Chris. Chris, you gotta click on share screen. Hey, Chris.
I hear you. I'm looking for the option to do that.
Make sure you got Chris Lamm there, Fido.
Sure. Chris Lamm, okay.
Yeah, all my share options are grayed out.
How about now?
There we go.
There we go.
Okay. Do you all see the slides?
Yes, we can see the slide.
Okay, perfect. All right, thank you.
Okay, so, I'm not sure you heard my last comment, but, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope this presentation finds you relatively well. Today, we'll be talking about the Clean Freight Corridor Planning Study. Next slide. Study team is, as seen here, I am Leslie Fordjour. I am the project manager for the Clean Freight Corridor study. On the team from Cambridge Systematics, we have Chris Lamm, consultant, project manager, and Katie Kirk, who's a deputy project manager. From CalSTART on the team, we have Benjamin Mandel, who's the Northeast Regional Director for CalSTART, and we have Alicia Gilday, who's a Senior Director for Fuels and Infrastructure at CalSTART. And finally, last but certainly not least, from Arts Street Communications, we have Norma Madonic, who's the Chief Executive Officer there. Next slide. So what is the study objective? What is the objective of the Clean Freight Corridor study? The objective is the following: to identify a series of roadways that can be designated either through federal designation programs or the Regional Transportation Plan to advance efficient, low-emission, alternative transportation technologies for goods movement. Next slide. So where did this study come from? It actually came out of the Regional Transportation Plan. A portion of the Regional Transportation Plan, a section, is actually the Regional Freight Plan. And out of the Regional Freight Plan, there was a number of proposals, initiatives, and studies and recommendations in it. This particular effort is born out of the recommendations portions of it. So we are undertaking the study right now. All right, next slide. All right, to fully describe or more describe in better detail or more detail about the study, Clean Freight Corridor study, here's Chris Lamm on the phone. Chris, take it away.
All right, thank you, Leslie, and thank you, PFAC members. So we'll give you a little bit of context. This study is focused on roadway corridors and trucks. And in large part because trucks play an enormous role in the goods movement system in the region, depending upon the data source that you look at and how that data source defines freight and defines truck and defines region even. Trucks move anywhere from 88 to 92, 94% of goods in this region. And the interstate highways, by and large, are kind of the workhorse of the region's highway freight system. So this map of interstate highways shows the volume of freight measured in millions of tons of freight moved on these corridors on an annual basis. And you can certainly see interstates 95, 80, and our other interstate highways are playing big roles in moving goods in the region. And this network, the trucks that are moving on this network are playing different roles in the logistics system. And these interstate highways are hosting trucks that are moving goods between warehouses and distribution centers to business establishments and to consumers. They're moving things within logistics networks between production and distribution facilities. They're connecting some of our multimodal terminals. And they're hosting through trips So through moves are a considerable volume of freight in the region, and some of that volume on interstates 95 and 80 are through moves connecting, points in New Jersey with New England, and points in New England with the Mid-Atlantic South and Midwest states. Those are some of the key origin and destination patterns among through trips in this region. So the study has different groups that are going to be involved in it. So the day-to-day management and technical analysis are going to be conducted by the study team that Leslie introduced previously. But we also have key roles for two committees that will be contributing to the study in key ways as well. We'll have a steering committee that will be made up of the PFAC Freight Subcommittee. And that committee will engage with the study team at key decision points along the course of the study. They'll be reviewing draft deliverables and commenting on them, and we'll be briefing them at their monthly meetings and diving in deeper as we're reaching key decision points on the study. There's also a technical advisory committee, which will consist of representatives from the Multi-State Freight Working Group, as well as other industry and interested parties who, again, will be touched at key decision points. They won't be as heavily involved as the steering committee, but again, we'll be weighing in at key points along the way. Our scope of work consists of 5 tasks, which I'll describe each one in a little bit of detail. Task 1 is our project coordination and development of public information materials. So those meetings and coordination that we're having with our committees is in this task, as well as developing communication materials that explain the goals and objectives of the study. And certainly as we're preparing to reach out to the public later on in the study, getting them up to date and up to speed on the findings of the study. Task 2 is our first of what we're calling our technical tasks, and this is a regional assessment for clean freight corridors. So we'll be doing this for the NYMTC planning area, but in the context of the multi-state metropolitan region. This assessment will identify existing locations of alternative fuel infrastructure and the designation status set by Federal Highway for alternative fuel corridors across multiple fuel types. We'll utilize alternative fuel station and corridor planning tools developed by the Department of Energy by Federal Highway, and use a number of available mapping tools to map those facilities out. We'll then work with our study committees to develop a regional assessment of existing clean freight corridors and existing alternative fuel station infrastructure, and look for a gap analysis along some of these key corridors. Task 3, we'll be doing a scan of clean freight technologies, as well as projections for what lies in the future. So we'll be looking at relevant alternative fuel technologies for on-road freight transportation and emerging technologies that present exciting opportunities for the future. We'll do an overview of best case applications for each type of technology or fuel type. And the goal of that will be to try to identify best technologies and infrastructure to support those for the NYMTC region. We'll be looking at a number of efforts and work produced by member agencies and others in the region, including some publications from the New York Power Authority, Toyota, New York City EDC, and New York City's clean truck programs, among others. So this will provide us with the opportunity to add another dimension to the gap analysis, not just where there are gaps in existing infrastructure, but where there are technological gaps, development gaps, and what may help fill those as technology and state of the practice advances. Our 4th task will be looking at the freight demand side. So not just where clean freight infrastructure is and is heading, but also where freight is and is heading. So we'll be relying on existing data sources and publications that describe freight demand in the region, truck travel patterns in this region, where future economic development opportunities that may generate new freight demand are going to be happening in the NYMTC planning area in the multi-state region, and mapping those out as well. Task 5 is the task that kind of brings this all together. So looking at where the technology is, where the infrastructure is, where those gaps are, looking at the task 4, where freight is and where freight is going to be in the future, bringing that together and coming up with a draft list of recommended clean freight corridor designations for the NYMTC region, as well as recommended strategies and policies for implementing them. This task is going to include a series of workshops where we will aim to get input from a number of key stakeholder groups and the public, and get that input into making these recommendations. The study is on an 18-month schedule, so we kicked off in the month of April. So we're not too far down the road just yet. And we're just beginning our work on task 2 right now. So we hope to be able to come to you at some point in the future with some preliminary results and findings at a later time. And with that, we'll conclude the presentation, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Chris. Are there any questions out there? Hearing none, thank you for your time, and thank you for your time and patience on this. Ian, back to you.
Okay, thank you. It's just something that neither the members nor the participants have any questions or comments. Fidel, if you can check the mute, I appreciate it.
So far, there is not. There is no questions in the chat box. Thank you, Ian.
So we will start the public participation segment of the meeting. NYMTC staff, are there any registered speakers for today's meeting? Andrea Derrick?
No, there are not.
Thank you. All right, so let's move on to the next portion of our meeting, which are the action items. Our first action item is to review and accept the meeting synopsis of the April 30th meeting. I'm requesting all voting members to announce your name and the agency you represent when you make a motion or second a motion. Is there a motion to accept the April 30th meeting synopsis?
Naomi Klein, Westchester County, so moved.
Thank you, Naomi. Is there a second?
Second, Ann McGrain, New York City Department of Transportation.
Thank you, Ann. Is there any discussion? Okay, now we will vote by roll call, starting with the Lower Hudson Valley. Putnam County?
Aye.
Rockland County?
Aye.
Westchester County?
Aye.
County?
Oh, man.
So is Suffolk County? Let's move to New York City. New York City DOT?
Aye.
Yeah.
Sounds like we need to mute everybody.
Hello.
Folks, mute your phones, please. Mute your phones, please.
Is that an aye?
I don't know. Okay. Nassau County, New York State DOT also says aye. All right. Let's move on to the next action item, the adoption of resolution number 5. I guess I should say that motion passes. Thank you. Let's move on to the next action item, which is resolution 504, selection of project proposals to be funded through the federal fiscal years 2018 and 2019, section 50, and enhanced mobility of seniors and individuals with disabilities program. I will ask Angelina Foster to introduce the resolution. Angelina?
Yes, Ian, thank you. I would like to bring forward resolution number 504 for the section 310 federal fiscal year 2018 and 19 enhanced mobility of seniors and individuals with disability distribution for the NYMTC MPO. We have provided the attached selected project list for our Program Finance and Administrative Committee to review, as well as for the public. We've not received any comments from the public distribution or the members, and therefore I am asking for the PFAC to vote on resolution 504.
Thank you, Angelina. I'll now ask for a motion to adopt resolution number 504, selection of project proposals to be funded through the federal fiscal years 2018 and 2019, section 5310, enhanced mobility for seniors and individuals with disabilities program.
Ian, so moved. Jack Schmidt, New York City Department of City Planning.
Thank you, Jack. Is there a second?
Second, Nassau County.
Thank you, Nassau County. Is there any discussion? Okay, we will vote by roll call, starting with Lower Hudson Valley. Putnam County?
Aye.
Rockland County?
Aye.
Westchester County?
Aye.
Long Island, Nassau County? Well, Nassau County moved it, so I guess we'll go to Suffolk County.
Aye.
In New York City DOT?
Aye.
New York City DCP?
Aye.
MTA? Well, New York State DOT says aye as well. Thank you. The motion passes. Our third action item is resolution number 505, amendments to the federal fiscal years 2018 to 2045 Regional Transportation Plan. I will ask Jan Khan to introduce the resolution.
Thanks, Chairman. You're hearing me, right?
I hear you loud and clear. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Resolution 5056 to amend the current plan, Plan 2045, by adding the New York State Route 347 Safety, Mobility, and Environmental Improvements Project to Appendix 9 of the plan as a major metropolitan transportation investment. And as a consequence, also to adjust the financial table 7.2. That adjustment does not impact at all the fiscal constraint of the plan. The staff is therefore asking PFAC members to adopt Resolution 505 to ensure that these amendments are done. Thank you.
Thank you, Jan. Do I have a motion to adopt resolution number 505, amendments to the federal fiscal years 2018 to 2045 Regional Transportation Plan?
Motion, Chris Chatterton, Suffolk County.
Thank you, Chris. Is there a second?
Second, Pat Gurdon, Rockland County.
Thank you, Pat. Is there any discussion? All right, let's vote by roll call. Putnam County,
Aye.
Westchester County,
Aye.
Nassau County,
Aye.
New York City DOT,
Aye.
DCP,
Aye.
and New York State DOT also says aye. Thank you. The motion passes. Our next action item is to adopt resolution number 506, amendments to the state fiscal years 2020 to 2021 Unified Planning Work Program. I'll ask State 2 Allen to introduce the resolution.
Good afternoon. So PFAC resolution number 506, Suffolk County is requesting to add 4 continuing planning studies to the current UPW Unified Planning Work Program. No new funding is requested, and NYMTC staff has reviewed these actions and found them to be consistent with the plan. NYMTC staff requests that you adopt this resolution.
Thank you, State 2. Do I have a motion to adopt resolution number 506, amendments to the state fiscal years 2020 to 2021 Unified Planning Work Program?
Sandra Fusco, Putnam County, so moved.
Thank you, Sandra. Is there a second?
Second, Anne McGrain, New York City DOT.
Thank you, Anne. Is there any discussion? All right, let's vote by roll call. Putnam voted. Rockland County,
Aye.
Westchester County,
Aye.
Nassau County,
Aye.
Suffolk County,
Aye.
New York City DCP,
Aye.
MTA. Okay. New York State DOT says aye. The motion passes. Thank you. Now that concludes our action items for this meeting. We will now confirm our next meeting, which is scheduled for tentatively for July 16th. Is there a motion to adjourn this meeting?
So moved, Jack Schmidt, New York City Department of City Planning.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Naomi Klein, Westchester County. Second.
Okay. Thank you, Naomi. All in favor say aye. I'll take with a roll call. Putnam?
Aye.
Rockland?
Aye.
Nassau County?
Aye.
Suffolk County?
Aye.
City DCP?
Aye.
MTA and New York State DOT, we say aye. The meeting is now adjourned. Thank you for participating, and this meeting will be online in about 2 weeks. Thank you.